Boys and girls, we are back. It's Monday, and it is time for the NFC Conference Championship with the Carolina Panthers franchise. It is year 2, season 2, NFC Conference Championship. So we are almost done with season 2. We're going to be moving on to season 3 coming up pretty soon. Let's take a quick recap of last week. We got the dub over the Dallas Cowboys. But Russell Wilson put up a pretty impressive performance last week for the Seahawks, whereas Dante Jackson had 2 interceptions and 7 tackles for our defense. So, going into this game, we've got to be careful because Russell Wilson is very, very dangerous. And if you look at the offensive profile, Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner are going to be our top threats on offense and defense that we have to worry about. So we're going to go ahead and sim our training and get that free XP because it means I don't have to play it. And let's see, do we get to upgrade anybody? Nobody gets upgraded today, again. And we'll go ahead and hop right on into it. We do get to play at home. They're going to be visiting us. So we're going to edit our uniforms. I think rocking the alternates, which are the blue and black, versus the Seahawks. What's their away option? All whites. Have them rock their 2000s classic aways. I like that. Like they're going into... I remember the Matt Hasselbeck days. Those are always fun. So we'll see. So, without further ado, EA Sports bringing you Madden NFL 20. The Seattle Seahawks are going to be coming out against the Carolina Panthers in this NFC Conference Championship matchup. The winner goes to the Super Bowl, and it is the biggest game, second to biggest game of Season 2. So, if we make the Super Bowl again, we're solidifying some legacies. But if we don't, we get to play our first Pro Bowl. So, it's kind of a win-win if you think about it. That just means that whoever wins goes to the Super Bowl and whoever loses goes to the Pro Bowl. So it's, again, like I said, kind of a win-win. So I'm kind of indifferent about if we win or not today. Now, I'm not going to try it's not like I'm saying we're not going to try and win, but we're going to try and win this. I want Super Bowl number dos of this franchise, of our first full franchise on the channel. Get a look at Cam Newton, Alex Arma coming over to hype him up. Ian Thomas trying to hype him up a little bit. So championship round, Seattle, Carolina, Baltimore, New York. I think we're going to see Baltimore in the Super Bowl. That's who I'm predicting the win. So there's a look at Tommy Beast. Jalen Barr is going to be back to return. He's one of their running backs. And we're going to be kicking off. And like I said, Baltimore, he went. That's what I kind of thought with Lamar Jackson. Mark Ingram, Willie Snead. And Michael Pilardi is going to kick us off as Jalen Barr. Oh, it hits the crossbar. And Jalen Barr gets no return.
Here we go.
It's Dangerous Wilson. 3,600 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions for the dual threat quarterback who could have gone pro in baseball and decided to choose football over baseball. Our defense is going to come out and try and contain him, keep him in the pocket, and keep him from wandering around too much. Russell Wilson comes out in the I formation and a 5-step drop. He feels some pressure, and that's a sack right off the bat. That's Vernon Butler getting back there for a sack, bringing down Russell Wilson on the first play of the game. No match for our power rushing defensive end. Watch him right here as he just powers right through that rip brings him down. Brian Burns getting double teamed on that far right side. So is Luke Stamey. Michael Bennett probably getting double teamed. So a beautiful start for our defense on the first play of the game. Coming out 2nd and 17 at the 18-yard line for Russell Wilson. Comes out in the gun. Couple step drop back. He's going to jump off. Chris Carson is going to make that catch and move the chains. And we're going to get a look at the Seahawks offense. Look at their offensive line. Frey, Haynes, Britt, Fluker, and Fant. And then you got Tyler Lockett, Penny, Carson, Higbee, and Ryan Grant. Russell Wilson, 3rd and 14 here already on the first possession for him. Come back. He's going to be looking for a first down. He's going to dump this one off. Chris Carson, and he's going to be close to the first down. It's going to bring up a 4th and inches, and I'm pretty sure they're going to kick the punt. And out comes Riley Dixon to punt. He's going to be sending this one away to Trevante Godfrey, our rookie receiver, and he's going to break one. He's going to sprint it to the outside, tries to pick up even more, brings us out to the 24-yard line. And out to lead this offense is Cam Newton. He threw 42 touchdowns to 19 interceptions and almost 4,000 passing yards at 3,972. 3,972 passing yards. And then probably around 1,200 rushing yards, if I could guess. Don't have his stat sheets. We're going up against Shaquem Griffin's brother, Shaquille Griffin, on defense. Here's Cam Newton. It's going to be a Jeremy Sprinkle step down crack block here. And it's a wham block. Jordan Scarlett off to the races, and a good start there for Scarlett and a gain of 15. Moving him down to the 40-yard line. Jordan Scarlett's been carrying this team for most of the season, rushing for just over 2,000 yards this year. Another good run. Scarlett getting met that time by number 56, Michael Kendricks. Here's a look at the Panthers offense. Moton, Daniels, Paradis, Turner, and Williams are your offensive linemen, and your backs and receivers, Metcalf, Thomas, Scarlett, Love, and DJ Moore. Coming out on 2nd and 10, got Bryce Love in the backfield this time. Be a quick handoff. Bryce Love trying to pick up something, and Bobby Wagner there to fill the gap. He's going to force a loss of 2, brings up a 3rd and 11. So already a 3rd down and 11 on the first drive as they've moved the chains a little bit. Coming out, Cam Newton, he's going to drop back. He's feeling some pressure, and he's going to throw this one over the middle and almost throws an interception there. Intended for Curtis Samuel, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 11 and force a punt for Michael Pilardi. And the Panthers haven't punted too much this year. Pilardi descended way back. It's going to be Tyler Lockett to bring it. And wrapped up immediately by Byron Murphy Jr., bringing him down to the 12-yard line. Coming out under center, 2 tight ends. Chris Carson in the backfield. Russell Wilson hits a counter play. It's more delayed, and Chris Carson picks up a yard. Here's a look at the Panthers' defense. You got Bennett, Short, and Butler on that defensive line. Burns, Kuechly, Thompson, and Griffin are your linebackers, and your defensive backs are going to be Jackson, Berry, Boston, and Williams. And a very dangerous team all around in terms of offense and defense. They've got some very big playmakers, some very, very dangerous guys. Russell Wilson in the gun once again, running a screen pass this time to Chris Carson. Gets a block, makes a man miss. He's down to the 40, and a nice pitch and catch there on the screen pass from Russell Wilson to Chris Carson, bringing him down to the 40-yard line, 29 yards after the catch. Seahawks on a first down now. Russell Wilson in the gun. Drops back. He rolls to his left, and a quick dump off to Carson once again, this time wrapped up by Kuechly after another first down pitch and catch. Russell Wilson in the pistol this time. Carson right behind him. 2 tight ends. It's a play action. He feels some pressure. Good blocking. And he's being chased, and that's Kawan Short. You're not going to get away from him forever. Kawan Short coming from that D tackle spot. He was being shopped around earlier this year, but they decided to stay with him. The other defensive tackle they had, Joe McCoy, got shipped off, I believe, to New England. Can't quite remember where we sent him. But Kawan Short coming up with a sack. That's 2 sacks on 2 drives for this defense. Already 2 sacks, and it's not even halfway through the first quarter. Russ dumps it, almost a pick 6. That's Eric Berry. He doesn't drop too many of those. He could have had an interception right there, and that would have been to the house. Russ got to be careful. 3rd and 17 at the 45. He's going to drop back. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to feel some more pressure, and that's a Vernon Butler sack. That's number 2 on the day. Carolina, 3 sacks already. That's going to bring up a big 4th down and 24. Russell Wilson rolling out twice. Couldn't find anybody. Vernon Butler coming in. He's just a power rusher. He's just absolutely killing it from that defensive end spot. And like I said, looking forward to seeing him play a whole bunch more next year. Riley Dixon to punt. Trevante Godfrey back to return once again. He's going to be going to the left side of the field if he can, and he's going to bring it out to the 20-yard line. Brought down by 2 corners by the Gunners. Trey Flowers and then number 22 bringing him down. Going to be looking to see some production by the offense once again. Cam Newton and Jordan Scarlett going to be coming out, as well as Bryce Love, who's splitting carries with Scarlett in the backfield. Getting a good blocks. And there's Bryce Love with a good carry. Nice gain of 11. Puts him in positive yardage this time. 2nd carry, total of 9 yards after he lost 2 on his first carry. Here's Jordan Scarlett coming out. Behind Cam Newton, Alex Armour going to be leading the way. So he gets a nice block, and Scarlett trying to plow his way forward. And a nice gain of 7 on that one. Brings up a 2nd and 3. Cam Newton in a really weird formation. Play action for Cam. Cam Newton rolling out. He's putting this one way downfield, and this one's for DJ Moore, who can't come down with it. Shaquille Griffin on that, or Shaquille Griffin, sorry. Here's a look at your defense. Guess someone got hurt. Robert Nkemdiche, Ziggy Ansah are your DNs. Bobby Wagner, Michael Kendricks, and KJ Wright are your defensive linebackers. Kendall Fuller, Eric Reed, Bradley McDougald, Shaquille Griffin. Eric Reed, the former Panther, playing safety for the Seahawks, has really helped that secondary. DK Metcalf has really helped us. He was who we traded for. Scarlett slipping through the line on 3rd down, picking up the 1st. Brought down by Bobby Wagner. His 4th carry. Cam Newton coming out under center. Riley Ridley far to the right side in a quick step motion. Trent Taylor running it to the outside. Trent Taylor looking to pick up something, and Bobby Wagner, Shaquille Griffin, and Eric Reed there to wrap him up. Reed rocking Earl Thomas's old number 29. Cam Newton hands off to Scarlett once again. Scarlett, and he's going to pick up a 1st down once again. Moving the chains. No, he's close. He's short, actually. 3rd and inches. Cam Newton changing it up. He's got the two tight ends in the backfield now. Dropping back. Cam Newton feeling the pressure. He's going to float this one off his back foot. DK Metcalf. He's fast. He makes a man miss. And DK Metcalf, the former Seahawk, to put the first points on the board. 48 yards off an off-balance throw as Cam Newton was rolling to the right side. He hucks it deep, just knows he's running that deep slant. There's no coverage over there. Bradley McDougald just gets absolutely shook, and he goes the distance. DK Metcalf off of a very unusual throw. Should have been intercepted. We're going to watch this play one more time just to watch Cam Newton throw this. So Cam Newton shifts it. He feels the pressure. He steps to his left, feels that pressure coming. He steps to his right. But as he's rolling to it, he wanted to go roll out, and as he rolled to his right, he saw that he was going to get open. He saw the man-to-man coverage, and he just hucks it to the far left side of the field. Finds DK Metcalf. Metcalf puts on the burners, and then quick steps Bradley McDougald to spin him around in the spin cycle, and then gets all the way to the end zone. Against his former team, DK Metcalf has put up some pretty big numbers for the Panthers this year. And he's the first one to get in the end zone for the Panthers in the NFC Championship game. Panthers go up 7-0 over the Seahawks with 2:20 left in the first quarter. And Michael Pilardi sending it back as the Seahawks now need to respond in order to stay in this game, stay tied up. And we'll see how the Seahawks fare coming out. It's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for Russell Wilson. He's been under pressure already. 3 sacks for this defense. And like I said, this is a vaunted defense. This is one of the best defenses in the leagues in terms of turnovers, in terms of sacks. They have absolutely murdered the sack category this year, and they've done it's a tremendous job. I was really impressed with the amount of sacks that we were able to rack up by the team. Coming out, and it's a play action for Russ. Russell feeling some pressure. He's loosening this one deep all the way downfield, and Tyler Lockett almost had it. Trey Boston on the perfect coverage that time to knock it out. Brings up a 2nd and 10. Russell Wilson's not afraid to sling the ball deep. And Russ, once again, dropping back. He's going to dump this one off to the sideline. This one's going to be to Ryan Grant, the former Redskin. Now 3rd and 6. At the 29-yard line for Russell Wilson, needing to convert here to move the chains. He drops back, feels some pressure, and that's a sack. Brian Burns getting back there. It's Sack City in Carolina today. 4 sacks already. Russell Wilson trying to find something, and as you can see, 3 defenders right there. Brian Burns just a little bit quicker. Forced a 10-yard loss on the sack. Forces another punt. This defense is so good. Riley Dixon to punt. Godfrey bringing it out. He slips through a lane. Godfrey tries to juke out the punter, and Dixon saves a touchdown. Riley Dixon to stop Godfrey. Godfrey bringing it to the 44-yard line on a beautiful return. He slipped through the gap and hit the lane hard. Out comes Cam Newton. Already thrown 1 touchdown pass. We're going to see how much more he can do. Let's see if we can get Jordan Scarlett in the end zone this time. Handoff at 1st and 10 here. Handoff to Scarlett, and Scarlett gets met by KJ Wright. Brings up a 2nd and 9. Not a very big pickup on that one. Coming out under center, Cam Newton. And it's a handoff. Scarlett. He tries to make some people miss, and he's wrapped up by a flock of Seahawks. 7 carries for 44 yards already today for Scarlett. We're going to get a look at Bryce Love out of the backfield this time. It's a counter play for Love. He gets a block. Love cuts up field, wrapped up by Bobby Wagner down to the 18-yard line. Picks up a 1st down, 3rd carry. 19 yards total for that man right there. And we're not going to see a carry on the 18-yard line on 1st and 10 because that's going to end the first quarter of play as this Panthers team is in the lead 7-0. This defense, Carolina Panthers defense, has been playing absolutely phenomenal football today. 4 sacks in the game already. That is tremendous. 2 sacks by Vernon Butler. 1 by, I believe that was Scarlett, makes a move, and he's in the end zone. You can't stop him. Jordan Scarlett. He's dangerous. You cannot stop Jordan Scarlett. He's just that good. And this offensive line is just as good. And Graham Gano to send it through the uprights makes it 14-0. As the Panthers take the lead by 2 scores this time, as Russell Wilson needs to pull something together out of his offense and start scoring some points. Back to return is Barr. Barr bringing it out just at the 5-yard line. And he's going to get wrapped up. Shaq Thompson on the kickoff team, bringing him down that time at the 24. 18 yards on the return that time. Out comes Russ. 2 tight ends once again. Carson in the backfield. And it's going to be a handoff to Carson. He's going to carry for a gain of 3. Luke Kuechly there to meet him. Chester Lockhart checks in, and Russell Wilson goes under center. I formation, right side, tight end. Jumps back. He's looking, and he loses this one out to Ryan Grant, who makes the catch. Dante Jackson on the coverage. Eric Perry there to wrap him up. And here's the professor, handing off to Carson. Carson met right away by Kawan Shorts. Going nowhere. Under center for the professor. He's going to be looking on 2nd and 10 now. It's going to be another carry to Carson, who's wrapped up 3rd and 9 this time. So they're not moving anywhere on the ground. One of the best rush defenses in the league. Russ, play action. And that's a sack, a strip sack from Shaq Thompson, sorry. And a scoop up by Vernon Butler. He's looking at a player of the week. And Russell Wilson is just all sorts of shaken up today. Cam Newton coming out in the gun. Bryce Love to his right side. It's a read option and a handoff to Bryce. Bryce tries to cut it outside and wrapped up that time by Bradley McDougald. After a first down carry, a nice run by Bryce. Jordan Sculler going to look to him on a counter play this time. And the counter, and a big hit from Bobby Wagner. My goodness. Bobby Wagner, one of the best linebackers in the league. He's their X factor for a reason, bringing him down. Here's Cam Newton coming out 2nd and 11 this time. Dropping back in a quick pass. That's DJ Moore unable to hold on. It's going to be incomplete. We got 3rd and 11 at the 22-yard line after the strip sack. Cam Newton dropping back. He's coming out. He's looking. He's going to fire this one, and this one's going to be caught by DJ Moore this time, and Bobby Wagner there to meet him immediately after the catch. It's going to bring out a 32-yard field goal attempt for Graham Gano. And Graham's kick is up and good for 3 as the Panthers lead 17-0. Seahawks are struggling on offense. That offensive line has not been holding up, and that's really what's been deteriorating them. Here's Barr back to return again, starting at the 5. Brings it out. And it's a nice gain there, bringing it out past the 30 to the 32-yard line for Barr. He almost broke it. If he would have hit that hole a little bit harder, he might have been gone. So here come the Seahawks back on offense. Russell Wilson in the gun. Carson to his right. There's 4 wide receivers. Hand off to Carson. Carson met by Kuechly right away. Kuechly's watched his film this week, so Kuechly knows what he's looking for. Wilson in the pistol this time, 2 tight ends. And it's going to be a play action. He's feeling the pressure, and Brian Burns once again gets a sack. That's 2 sacks for Brian Burns today. Him and Vernon Butler are on the same juice that they've been running all season. No, they're not on roids. They're just on some kind of energy level that just gets them back there. Russ dumping. Carson wrapped up by Shaquem Griffin for a loss of 4. Brings up a 4th and 21 as they have to punt from their own 21. This defense has been on top of it. Sorry about the mic smack, but they're intense on defense today. Trevante Godfrey bringing it out. Makes one man miss, and he tries to sprint outside and unable to bring it past our own 21 very far, only to the 22. And the offense is going to get an opportunity to come back out. We're going to try and hand it off a little bit more as we're up by a lot, so I want to get my running game going a little bit. Possibly our short pass game is Love bringing it out, and a nice run for Bryce Love. Brought down by KJ Wright that time. 5th carry, 41 yards for him. We're going to try and get the short pass game and the run game going. Cam dropping back. He's looking, finds his receiver Trent Taylor, and Trent Taylor getting met by a flock of Hawks. Picking up a first down. It's going to be a delayed handoff here. A misdirection for Scarlett. He's going to pick up a nice gain. Cole again is 6. 6.7 yards per carry already. Cam Newton coming out 2nd and 4. Looking to dump Bryce Love, and he's going to get wrapped up by Bobby Wagner, moving us down to the 33-yard line for the Panthers. So far, it's been a rout. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left as Hodges in motion. Sprinkle stands up, resets. Scarlett gets the handoff. He finds a lane. Scarlett bursts to the outside, and he's down the sideline to the end zone for touchdown number 2. 33 yards for Jordan Scarlett as they pick up the touchdown, and they extend the lead once again. Beautiful blocking, beautiful running by Scarlett. He's just so shifty. And Gano to kick off. Or to kick straight through for the extra point. Sorry, 24-0. It's a rout. It's a shutout so far. Seattle still no points on the board as this defense has held them to no points. They've been locked up on every possession. Back to return, Barr at the 4. Brings it out. Bounces off a 1. Gets brought down awkwardly by the face mask, and that's going to be Shaq Thompson. Bringing him down a little weird, a little awkwardly. That's going to move him to the 42-yard line. So they start 8 yards shy of midfield right now. Can Russell Wilson make something of this? Russ empties it out. 5 receivers. And it's a quarterback keeper for Russell Wilson. And he's off to the races. He's down the sideline on the numbers into the 15. A 43-yard carry for Russell Wilson. And he caught the defense napping on that one, and they probably were waiting to use that. 43 yards for Russell Wilson to scramble that. We finally catch up to him. That brings him to the 15-yard line. So inside the red zone for Russell Wilson. Looks like it's going to be a draw play to Chris Carson. Breaks 1 tackle, and you're not getting away from Luke Kuechly once he gets his hands on you. Nice try, though. So, gain of a yard, 2nd and 9 for Russell Wilson. Another handoff, and this one's stuffed. Met by all of our defensive linemen. No running the football today. 3rd and 10. Got to look to pass it now. The Professor in the gun. Dumps it. Carson. And not able to slip away from Trey Boston, and that brings up the 2-minute warning as it's 4th and 2. Looks like they will go for the field goal. So Jason Myers is going to be kicking the field goal for him. Myers' kick is up and good. Beautiful kick for Myers. And that's going to be Trevante Godfrey's first kick return of the day with 1:57 left. And oh yes, he will bring this one out. He always brings it out. Godfrey brings it to the 27-yard line. Nice return that time. And I'm not looking to do much more than run the football right now. Bryce Love to the right of Cam Newton. Drop play and wrapped up by the D-line. No, going nowhere other than the line of scrimmage. Coming out to pass this time, Cam Newton. And they've got single high safety. And we got 1 corner over there. And we're going to put this one way downfield for DJ Moore, who can't come up with the catch. Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 10. And looking to pick up a first down here. Looking for a slam run by Scarlett. The handoff. Scarlett almost slips through that gap that they had right there. And the timeout by the Seahawks. Be a punt for Mike Pilardi. Pilardi to punt, and he's going to send this one deep. Back to return Tyler Lockett, and he's going to he fair caught it, but I guess not in time. I could have gone for a hit stick on that one. No return yards for Scarlett on that one. And they're going to start at the 19-yard line. Russell Wilson in the gun. They need some points here. Any number of points will do them good. And that's the tight end, I believe. Tyler Higbee in a timeout. as they've got 60 seconds left. They're going to have to start putting the ball downfield. They're going to have to start stretching the defense. Here's Russ in the gun once again. He's dropping back. He's dumping this one. This is to Higbee once again, and that's a fumble. Couldn't hold on to it, and Luke Kuechly on the move. He avoids one and can't quite get in the end zone. Luke Kuechly. Higbee on the fumble, but a booth review. He might not have fumbled, but he also might have. We'll see. No, I think the ball hit the ground when he fumbled. I can't tell. I mean, I guess it depends. There's a lot of people that could consider that a fumble. There's a lot that couldn't. This might get overturned. So that might not have been a fumble for him. And the ruling on the field is overturned. And the Seahawks get it. Oh, they're going no huddle. Well, they don't care. Dropping back in a quick pass. This is to Higbee. Another timeout as they're running out of time. 21 seconds left. Seahawks really struggling. Coming out man-to-man this time. They stretch the field. It's over. They're going to be locked up. My man-to-man defense. He's going to fire this one outside, and that's going to be caught by Lockett on the sideline and a gain of 4, moving him to the 48-yard line. Going 4 wide receiver, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Carson in the backfield for the professor. It's 4 verticals, and that's a sack. That's Vernon Butler for number 3 today. Vernon Butler looking at could be a historic game for him in the playoffs. I mean, the most sacks in a single game, I believe, is 5. And Butler's already had 3. He's still got a whole half of football to play. So we have approached halftime as the Panthers are handily in possession of the lead, 24-0. It's a rout and a shutout so far. Panthers 82 passing yards, 153 rushing yards, and a fumble recovery, I believe. Here's a look. So Baltimore wins 31-23 over New York. So Baltimore will be going to the Super Bowl for the AFC. Seattle, Carolina are the 2 teams to be determined in this one, but I've got a feeling Carolina's going to go. I have a feeling that we will not be playing the Pro Bowl for the 2nd year in a row because we are not losing as much as I would think, so I might have to go mess with the sliders a little bit, and we'll see. I'll find some slider sets or maybe even up it up to all Madden. We'll see. Depends on how I'm feeling. But some nice big plays for the Panthers on offense. They've been running the football a whole lot, been trying to dump off to the short passes as the Panthers do get the ball to start the second half. Well, no, it's not 23-0. Sorry, it's a 3-score lead, 21-3. I forgot the Seahawks were able to get a field goal out of one of their drives. And Godfrey brings it out to the 36-yard line, and a nice return for him. And again, like I said, not going to be looking to do anything too crazy. Just looking to hand it off a couple times, dump it off on some short passes, and just keep the lead. Move the ball downfield as fast as we want. I'm not going to be going for anything crazy. No need to risk any injuries or any turnovers. It's a handoff. Scarlett hit hard from Wagner that time. Brings up a 3rd and 8. And looking for the first down this time. Dropping back. And that's incomplete. Intended for DJ Moore. We're going to be punting this one. I believe this is going to go way out of the back of the end zone for Pilardi as he's going to send this one away. And no return for Lockett. It's going to bring to the 20-yard line for the Seahawks, and they have an opportunity to score some points if they can drive down the field and do so. Fullback and tight end on the left side for Carson and Wilson. Wilson, quick pass. Quick dump off. This time to Ryan Grant. Under center for Russell Wilson. Play action, rollout pass. He's going to dump this one off to Higbee. Tyler Higbee, I believe, will get the first down with forward progress. Russell Wilson again in the gun. RPO, and this time to number 81. 81 is pretty quick. He's going to move it down to the 39. And that's Higgins. Rashard Higgins, the former Brown. Here's Russ. Gun. Drop back. Loses this one. This is to Higbee. Once again, and a fumble this time. And this one's a legit fumble. Greedy Williams trying to bring it back. He scoops it up, brings it to the 45-yard line. Nice job, Greedy. That was a clean fumble. That was a big hit from Luke Kuechly on Tyler Higbee. Coming out for Cam. He's going to dump this one to Ian Thomas, his favorite tight end. And the new Greg Olsen substitute. Greg Olsen being shipped off to New England. Motions Hodges. Handoff. Scarlett. Moving the chains down. 23-yard line. 2nd and 2 this time. Scarlett running through another tackler, trying to bring it to the first down. Only brings it 3rd and 1. Going to be watching the read option this time. Watch for anybody stepping down. Cam Newton, and he picks up the first, wrapped up by Eric Reed. Eric Reed got a job with the Panthers and then got traded. He had a very good first year, but second year, about halfway through, we wanted to move EB to safety, and we wanted to use our corners a little bit more. Here's Jeremy Sprinkle making a man. Brought down by Kendricks. We'll try the triple option this time. So Reed, pitch. That's weird because he's reading the running back, but he goes straight for the quarterback. And a tackle for KJ Wright, 3rd and 5. Coming out, 12-yard line. Back. Cam's going to keep it. He's going to lower his shoulder, and he's going to be shy of the end zone at the 1. Brings up a 1st and goal. Coming out, 94 Willie. Scarlett, number 3. Jordan Scarlett in the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the day. Graham Gano to kick the extra point, brings up a 31-3 game so far, halfway through the 3rd. And the Panthers going to kick off. Mike Pilardi sending it away. And Russell Wilson will get an opportunity to come back out and more than likely get sacked a couple times. If not, throws a fumble, or if he's lucky, he actually throws a touchdown pass on this drive. Here's Russ. Under center, I formation. And it would be play action. No pressure this time, and a big hit from Luke Kuechly again. Chris Carson, he scoops it up. And a missed tackle from Trey Boston as Carson goes the distance. What a play. Almost like a fumble-rooski kind of. So he pitches it to Grant, and Grant fumbles it. Carson scoops it. Eric Berry gets tripped up. Trey Boston step for step with him and tries to dive to trip him up and misses the tackle. And James Bradbury just not fast enough to catch Chris Carson. So the Hawks on the board with a touchdown. Chris Carson on a scoop and score for the offense. Almost a block from Levi Wallace that time. Jason Myers' extra point is good. It goes 31-10 is the score. 21-point lead still. 3 scores. Here's Godfrey. He's going to go with the blocks. He's got some blocks and almost breaking that one away. 1 tackle away. 1 block away. Moves to the 37-yard line. Nice job by the Seahawks on that one. So a lucky run of events on that play. Loose this one. This is Trent Taylor making a nice catch. Trent Taylor has some very sure hands. Got RPO this time. We didn't run a lot of RPO this year. Just wasn't quite a fan of it. Oh, almost caught by DJ Moore. Good reaction time. Reed there to break it up. 3rd and 1. Two tight ends to the right side. A handoff, a good lead. Fullback. That's brought down by Shaquille Griffin. Be nice to bring Shaquille to the team. Shaquem and Shaquille playing on the same team. That's what they had in Seattle, but Shaquem wasn't actually in Seattle when we traded for him. He was on the Redskins. He was there when we traded to get Bryce Love and Jeremy Sprinkle. Second and 6, and another handoff, this time to Bryce Love. Just trying to run it up in the middle, and it's going to be a 3rd and 3. I'm going to look for Trent Taylor this time. Incomplete. A little early on the throw. It didn't wait long enough. 4th and 3. This is going to be a field goal. This is going to be a 55-yard field goal for Graham Gano. And puts this one a 24-point lead for the Panthers. There's Mike Pilardi to send it away. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. No return for Barr as Russell Wilson's going to come out. He's been pretty much locked up other than that one fumble play, the mix-up. But maybe that's enough momentum to get him going. Maybe they start scoring points here. Here's Russ. They're going to run the same play. It's a play. Oh, it's a handoff, though. It's not the play action. Same formation, not the same play. Here's Russ, one tight end to his left, an I formation. Quick drop back. He looks, he dumps off, and that's not Bradbury, that's Dante Jackson to bring him down. Dante Jackson is a legend. He has history book numbers this past year. 15 interceptions in the season, 6 in one game. Russ, dump off, and Bradbury to bring down Ryan Grant. Brings up a 4th and 6. No conversion for the Panthers, or for the Seahawks that time. And the punt for Riley Dixon, sorry. Hopefully the sound quality doesn't sound too weird. I'm sitting back in my chair, so getting a little distance from the mic. Here's Trevante Godfrey to bring it out. And he's wrapped up immediately right at the 19-yard line. Come on now, let's go. That's Daniels and Flowers on the tackle. Here's Cam Newton to come out. They're going to try and run the read option this time. And he will get the read option. He's going to get wrapped up by Shaquille Griffin, not going anywhere. Picks up a gain of 2. Here's Cam. Newton, handoff. Going to run right up the hole, wrapped up by Kendricks. He's at 3rd and 5. He's got DJ Moore far left. If he gets burning on him, he has the speed, route running, and release. If he gets loose, we'll send this one for DJ Moore, who catches it on Trey Flowers. DJ Moore, one-on-one. You got to be careful with that. He's going to burn you. This will bring up the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter has now arrived as the Panthers are on the 25-yard line. And they will get an opportunity right along the red zone. That corner steps back. Oh, I tried. Ziggy Ansah bringing him down. He didn't fall for it. Two tight ends to the right side. Fullback on the right side. And a handoff to Scarlett, who's going to pick up as many as he can. Called a gain of 4. They're ranked 6th in rushing defense, and they've allowed 203 yards today. Not a good sign. Scarlett, I'm looking at you to try and pick this one up on the ground. And he fumbles it, and it's scooped up by number 90. And the Seahawks take possession right at the 21. So about where they would have been, but no points for the Panthers this time. Here's Russ in the gun. Screen pass. Dumps it off to Carson. He gets blocks, and he had a first down had he gone to the left side. Brings up 2nd and 3. Here's Wilson in the gun. Seahawks spread it out, and that's sack number 3 for Brian Burns. Brian Burns and Vernon Butler are neck and neck for the sacks today. They want to see who's going to... They got like a competition or something going. 3rd and 11. 20-yard line. Dump off for Carson. And Carson wrapped up Shaquem Griffin. And they're not going anywhere. They're going to go for it? Yes, they are. They're going to go for it. They need to go for it. They're down by 3 scores. Russ fires. And Dante Jackson is... You can't test him like that. That's an interception. You can't test Dante Jackson like that. You can't just throw it to him, because he'll intercept it right off the bat. No questions asked. He'll take an interception. Scarlett hit hard. Wow. That was a really unnecessary hit. Here's Scarlett once again looking to run into the right side. The handoff wrapped up by Jaron Reed. Scarlett has 3 touchdowns today, 136 rushing yards. 3rd and 12 for the Panthers. Going to look for a first down this time. Got him back for Cam. Loosen this one over the middle. That's Metcalf. And Metcalf for a first down. DK Metcalf, the former Seattle Seahawk, who Eric Reed was the trade. It was literally Eric Reed for DK Metcalf, a one-on-one trade. And they wanted Eric Reed over DK. I guess DK was a little buried, or he was their number 2 or something. They just didn't want him, which I was surprised by. So I said, I'll take DK Metcalf. You guys remember the trade? Hand off to Scarlett, wrapped up, met by Bobby Wagner and number 91. I was honestly impressed. I was very surprised that we got such a talented receiver for my safety that I was more than willing to part with. Getting a 10 for Bryce Love that time.
Let's go, baby.
Got double slants. I'm going to put this one up for DK if he beats his man. Oh, he was held a little bit. No holding call, though. 2nd and 10. A jet sweep. We're going to give him an opportunity to try and score here. I want DK. And the jet sweep. DK Metcalf. He's fast. Stiff arms one. Picks up a gain of 11. DK Metcalf. Not a bad job. Doing a great job. Scarlett's going to run left. Hand off. No block. Loss of 2. 2nd and goal. So the Panthers are going to be going to the Super Bowl. No questions. I mean, why wouldn't they? 24 points. 24 points for the Seahawks in 3.5 minutes. I don't see that. I mean, first half, yeah, if they scored 1 or twice, possibly. Oh, and the first sack, that's Kendricks getting back there. Michael Kendricks getting there for a sack. 4th and goal and a field goal attempt. So if they would have scored more in the first quarter or first half, and maybe even the third quarter, if they would have scored like 2 touchdowns, I mean, if they would have stayed with us, even with field goals and such, I mean, I would say that there's a potential for 2.5 minutes, but right now there's just nothing. Here's Barr to return this one. He's cutting it back to the left, brings it out to the 28-yard line, and a nice return for Barr. The Seahawks coming out. Russell Wilson's been under pressure all day. It's been sacks. He's thrown a pick. They fumbled on offense. Russell Wilson's just been under duress. That offensive line has done him no favors today. In terms of protecting their quarterback, they've done absolutely none of that. Here's Russ in the gun. Sending 3. all day, dumping this one. This is caught by Lockett, I believe. Tyler Lockett on the catch, moves the chains down to the 45-yard line. Seahawks move the chains, going to be close to a 2-minute warning here. Dropping back for Russ. Letting this one loose outside. That's Ryan Grant on a nice pitch and catch. I think it's out of bounds right before the 2-minute mark, or the 2-minute warning. So 1 second left before the 2-minute warning. So they get a free play, and they get a timeout. So they get an extra play, motioning, emptying it out. For Russ, he's going to drop back. He's going to let this one loose, and incomplete, intended for Tyler Lockett that time. 37-10. Is the score right now. 2nd and 10 at the 43-yard line for the Seahawks. Looking to put some more points on the board just to salvage something. Russ, he throws it right to Dante Jackson, and you're not going to catch him. That's a pick six. And he scores right in the face of the lineman. 62-yard pick six for Dante Jackson. They should just put the Panthers defense as the player of the week. 2 picks for Dante. And then like 7 sacks? No, 8 sacks as a team, as a whole. That's incredible. That's ridiculous. Should not be that dominant of a defense, but they are. I mean, it's incredible. 15-1. 44-10. Barr brings it out to the 28-yard line, and a nice return for him. And the Seahawks are going to come back out, and they're going to try and score some more. They're going to try and score points, but hopefully they don't turn it over again. Russ in the gun. Lets this one go. Incomplete. Flag on the play. Be holding on the offense. We're going to push him back. Here's Russ, 1st and 20. Sends it over the middle, and this one's to Tyler Higbee, the tight end moving the chains. We got a single high safety, Eric Berry. Almost throws a pick to Trey Boston. Almost. Almost. Russ in the gun. Drops back. He's looking. Loosen this one and intercepted by Dante Jackson for a 3rd time today. He brings it to the 27. DJ Dante Jackson with his 3rd pick off the tip that time. I guess he cut off his dreads, but there's a booth review. What's the review for? He broke it up and tipped it. Oh, he caught it. A trap catch. He caught it. It didn't hit the ground. That's an interception for DJ. Dante Jackson, and the ruling on the field is... Ruling on the field stands. Stands. There we go. 3 interceptions for Dante Jackson, and a nice job by DJ. Watch DK, that far left side. No. Scarlett making a man miss and trying to stiff arm McDougald as he moves the chains down to the 15. 29 carries for Scarlett today. And that's going to end this game as the Panthers come away 44-10. Bobby Wagner making the last tackle. 30 carries, 151 yards, 3 touchdowns. No handoff as the game ends. 4th quarter comes to a close. Panthers are victorious, unsurprisingly. They were the favorites going into this game. And they come out with the win. It was a lock-up defensive game the entire time. Defense just dominated their offense, and the Panthers just had the ground game to rely on, and they just couldn't stop it. 5 takeaways. We fumbled once, but 5 takeaways. We averaged more yards per carry. We rushed more, we passed more, we scored more. An utter domination in an NFC championship game. You'd expect more from a team. But I guess the Seahawks just didn't get the memo. Let's take a look at the post-game stats. So Cam Newton went 10 for 18, 107.8 QB rating, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Scarlett, 30 carries, 151 yards, averaged 5 yards a carry with 3 touchdowns and a fumble. Bryce Love, 8 carries, 52 yards, 6.5 yards a carry. Receiving, DK Metcalf, 3 receptions for 61 yards and a touchdown. No sacks were quote-unquote given up. Luke Kuechly led with solo tackles with 6, assisted with 5 by Shaq Thompson, and total was 9 by Shaq. Dante Jackson with 8. Tackles for a loss, Shaquem Griffin and Kawan Short led that category. Sacks, Brian Burns and Vernon Butler racked up 3 each, as Dante Jackson racked up 3 interceptions. He has 76 yards total for return, and he did have a touchdown. And then fumble recovery by Greedy Williams, forced fumbles 3 total, and Greedy Williams with 1 recovery, Vernon Butler with 1 recovery. And then that's it. So beautiful job by the Panthers to get the win. We're going to advance the week. And we have a lot of upgrades right now. Denario Red. He gets to upgrade his speed rusher, but I don't foresee him being on the team next year. There's some players where if we have to offer them contracts, they're not going to be re-signed. Elijah Holyfield is someone I do plan on keeping. I have 3 running backs that I want to keep: Bryce Love, Elijah Holyfield, and Jordan Scarlett, and we're going to keep all 3 of them. Chase Winovich gets to upgrade. He's going to be upgrading his speed rusher, and then we're just going to get him scheme fit so that his, and then he'll just be back and forth. So right now he has solid power moves. We're getting his finesse moves up. Try Turner, our right guard, continue to upgrade his agile blocker. Increases his pass blocking. Now he's starting to break away as an agile blocker. Important win. Taylor Bennett, what you got to say? No small wins in the NFL, but there are big wins. This was one of them, and we're keeping the momentum going. I guess she's just congratulating us as we advance. And this is the Pro Bowl, so you're going to get, here's the Pro Bowl roster. We don't get to play the Pro Bowl, unfortunately. So your quarterbacks that were voted for the Pro Bowl are Matt Ryan, Baker Mayfield, Russell Wilson, Nick Foles, and Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees. So the starting quarterback for the AFC is Baker Mayfield. The starting quarterback for the NFC is Russell Wilson. Ezekiel Elliott is your starting running back for the NFC. And Todd Gurley is the the other running back for the NFC. Zach Line, Kyle Juszczyk, Julio Jones. I don't know why I don't see any of our receivers. Dez Bryant made it even though he was on the Bills. We don't have anybody on here. No offensive linemen. I mean, it doesn't surprise me because we're not in the Pro Bowl, but I'm surprised they didn't have them here as, like, just on the list. But I know that we had people that made it. Shaquille Griffin made it at corner. Jackrabbit Jenkins still made it at number 1. Anthony Maddox, or Avonte Maddox. There's Byron Jones at number 4. Malcolm Butler. He still made it somehow. And that's it. Chris Conley and Antonio Callaway. Anthony Miller. Interesting. So a nice job there. We do get to upgrade some players. And here's some weekly awards. Scarlett and Jackson. And then Hunt and Young. This could be a good game against them. Let's see who all we're upgrading. Dante Jackson gets to upgrade again. So Dante Jackson, we're going to keep upgrading his zone. Trying to help him become a better zone corner. And he's getting there. He's close. So now he's tied, but that's with a +2 bonus. He's tied. 91 man, 91 zone, 95 speed, 83 press. And then once we get him scheme fed is when we'll go back and forth. So that was it. We're going to go ahead and advance to the Super Bowl. We're not going to play the Super Bowl. We're going to advance because I want to upgrade. I want to view the yearly awards. So your NFL MVP is Cam Newton. Coach of the Year is Tommy Beast. Your NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Cam Newton. Defensive Player of the Year, Luke Kuechly. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Marquell Walker. Your Defensive Rookie of the Year, Kerry Cooper. Best quarterback, Cam Newton. Best running back, Jordan Scarlett. Best wide receiver, Julio Jones. DJ Moore, 4th on that list. Best offensive lineman, Matt Paradis, was 3rd on the list. Best defensive lineman, Aaron Donald. Best linebacker was Luke Kuechly, with Brian Burns coming at number 4. Best defensive back is Dante Jackson. That's undisputed. James Bradbury up there as well with Eric Berry. Also on the list. 3 of our players on the list. Kicker, Graham Gano. And that's it. So, DeAndre White is available to play for the Super Bowl, which we might actually let him do that. I do want to upgrade my players because Jordan Scarlett gets to upgrade. And we're going to boost his power back, because why not? Stiff arm. Hey, there's a stiff arm upgraded. He's at 74 now. Got to get him 2 more points. And he's a superstar X Factor. So he goes to an X Factor. So the NFL rushing yards leader, running back of the year, his development trade increase to superstar X Factor. He is crazy. So look at his abilities. He's an 85. He has the first one free. Means some players thrive on making defenders look silly. When they enter the zone, this ability increases their fake out rate on the next juke, spin, or hurdle. So Jordan Scarlett's going to be making people miss left, right, and center. Let's take a roster real quick and see if we have any other X Factors. So at quarterback, Cam Newton still freight train. He's 31. He has, I believe, not regressed yet. He's still an 86. Jordan Scarlett now an X Factor. Nice job for Jordan. He's an 84. He's just crazy. Wide receiver, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, DK Metcalf. We have a lot of good receivers. Tight ends, that's what they're looking at. Offensive linemen, no one really stood out. Matt Paradis probably should get a factor. Bennett and Butler Jr., Winovich, Kawan Short. Brian Burns still just a superstar. Kuechly, still an X Factor. Shaquem Griffin getting up there. Dante Jackson still only a superstar. I'm surprised. I thought he would get his dev trade up with being the NFL interceptions leader, defensive back of the year, and for breaking records. Maybe in the offseason, we'll see. I do, however, want to show you guys, if I can pull up the stats, NFL records. So for passing yards in a career, Drew Brees leads with 83,000. I think Tom Brady's retired already. Passing touchdowns, Brady leads with 592. Brees behind him, but Brees might beat it. Rushing yards in a career, but we're looking for single season rushing yards. Jordan Scarlett leads. Last year he went for 2,136. 11 yards short this year of breaking his own record. But 2 years in a row he's on top of the leaderboards. Rushing touchdowns in a year. Scarlett with 25. He was 3 short of LaDainian Tomlinson's record. Receiving yards in a year. We have nobody. Receiving touchdowns in a year. We did have Des Bryant at 18 when he was here. Catches, nowhere near it. Sacks in a year. We don't have anybody yet. We're going to get somebody up there, though. Defensive interceptions in a season. Dante Jackson with 15. I never thought I'd see this one get broken, but 15 picks for Dante Jackson. And then in a game, do we have anybody? Panthers? Passing touchdowns in a game? No. Rushing yards in a game is Jordan Scarlett beat him. Beat AP with 312. Hasn't come close to it since. Cam Newton had 5 rushing touchdowns this year in a single game, so he's on the records. Receiving yards in a single game, I don't think we have anybody now. Receiving touchdowns in a game, nobody. Catches in a game, nobody. Defensive sacks in a game, no. Still nobody. Defensive interceptions in a game, 6 by Dante Jackson. Beating out everybody else. Beating out everybody else. Doing a nice job. So Dante Jackson and Cam Newton are also in the books as NFL legends now. Hall of Famers, guaranteed to be. I'm calling it. Anyway, that's going to do it. DeAndre White is back. He's one of our wide receivers. He's all the way down to the bottom. He's not going to be. He doesn't see the field. He's our kick and punt returner. So we're going to put him as kick and punt returner. DeAndrew White, welcome back to the starting lineup. Godfrey and DeAndrew White will be my kick returners. My punt returner is going to be DeAndrew White, backed up by Godfrey. I like that. And while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my coach. We're going to spend some coach XP on player progression. Can't quite get... we can. Well, 3,700. Oh, I'm not reading it right. So we have 4,200. We'll go ahead and get wide receivers, because why not? That'll help us going forward as well. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a great season so far. One more game, and that'll be tomorrow, Tuesday. Tomorrow is when we get to play the Super Bowl, and I'm looking forward to playing it with you guys, looking forward to having you guys watch, and then move to the off-season. I will scout our players tomorrow, we'll do our training tomorrow, and we'll play the Super Bowl against the Baltimore Ravens, against John Harbaugh, and Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, whoever else they have on that team. Eric, the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas is there as well. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys next time. In peace.